Welcome to my channel for a new and fairer society. First of all, I would like to recommend the blog 3W. You will find out at tepacentra.es. This is, to my knowledge, the only site that explains how all socio-economic and environmental problems of any country could be solved. That said, today I want to talk to you about people in general, YouTubers, and a way to help those with limited resources. When I say people in general, I mean how I classify them. I must admit that it was by reading some quotes that I came to define the types of people that exist. I have several favorite quotes that have helped me in this classification. The first is, "The wise man does not say all that he knows, and the fool does not know what he says." The second well-known quote is from Albert Einstein, which says, "Do not expect different results if you always do the same thing." And another from Nikola Lenin, which states, "If you are not part of the solution, you are part of the problem." Then there is a quote about the history of the United States Army, which was cultivated over 100 years of extermination wars against the Indian peoples, culminating in the first planned genocide in history. In this context, it is enough to recall the statement by General Phillips Sheridan in 1875, when he said that the only good Indian is the Indian who is no longer among the living. Of course, I disagree with that quote, but if instead of Indian we put politician, then I would agree. I even have a couple of my own phrases that I usually use. One is that there are only 3 types of people in the world. And another, which I really like, says that respect doesn't come as standard, you have to earn it. So based on these ideas, I classify people into 3 types: useful, possibly useful, and those who are not. I see a clear problem in many people, which is the fact that they do not question the news, they do not know how to argue their ideology, and they allow themselves to be swayed by others' thoughts without taking the time to consider whether they are correct. The useful people in my classification are those who do something positive for society, for the environment, or for both. Unfortunately, the majority of people are of little value, meaning a group of individuals who contribute practically nothing to human development. Lastly, the possibly useful people are children, whose future roles in society are uncertain. We all know that the internet is filled with videos, and hundreds of new ones are uploaded every day. The problem is that many of them are allowed to upload content to the internet, while many other interesting videos are censored or removed because they do not follow the official guidelines or criteria. Unfortunately, we see many YouTubers who do not contribute much to society or the environment. In light of this large number of YouTubers whose content is completely useless, I have decided to jump on the bandwagon to address this issue. For that reason, I thought of founding an NGO. The catch, of course, is that since we live in a deteriorated society, I don't have that possibility, at least for the moment, as they require me to have an asset of 30,000 euros. I find it striking that there are YouTubers who talk about politicians or economics, such as Aitor Gizasola, who has 350,000 followers on Twitter, Juan Ramon Rayo, who has over 325,000 followers on his Twitter account, Daniel Lacal with more than 325,000 followers, Santiago Nimio Becerra with over 200,000 followers, and Sofia Almeria, a 25-year-old who has more than 2.6 million followers on TikTok. Luis Pitta, Udrea, with around 1 million subscribers. Xavier Saleh Martin with nearly 600,000 followers on Twitter. Leopoldo Obadia, followed by more than 80,000 people. The same applies to former Minister Nadia Calvino and Fran Romero, who have 1.6 million followers on TikTok, etc. If all those followers decided to glance at the blog I have already mentioned, there would be a possibility that they might wake up, but I doubt that will ever happen, as once someone becomes complacent, it is very difficult for them to change their thinking. Now, if we ask ourselves how to find out if we are facing a video hoax, it is very simple, just read the headline. If it's sensationalist, it's surely a load of rubbish. Some examples of these headlines include: Brutal what Lorco has uncovered. Urgent news. The court. Urgent video. Terrible what has been discovered. Bombshell in the trial. It's over. The judges are exploding. Tremendous. The audios have been leaked. Very urgent. The prosecutor. Extremely urgent news. Brutal blow. Boom. The witness. Etc. Once you've swallowed the drivel of their videos, you realize you've wasted your time, as what they tell you is neither that urgent nor that special, which is why they tend to be a fraud. In my case, if I had to use the term bombazo, I would do so if, for example, our king had donated a significant sum to the Solidarity Raffle project. I would use the term brutal blow if, like the dissolution of the Senate and the Congress of Deputies. And I would use the terrible term as a headline to alert society about how little solidarity we Spaniards generally have. As expected, I disagree with Heitor Guisasola's actions, given that the intention is to raise funds for himself from the people who subscribe to his private channel. It is clear that he does not fulfill what he says. Therefore, these are fraudulent acts, meaning that money or valuable items are obtained through deception with the intention of not returning them. It is assured to those who subscribe that they will have access to his personal email, that he will respond to everyone, and that they will even be able to participate in a raffle in Bilbao, to chat with him in person. But he has never commented on who the lucky winners of the raffle have been, and instead of responding to emails, he often limits himself to sending a red heart as a reply or responds with evasions. Thus, the problems or issues raised are not being addressed. As for the videos, they are limited to criticizing the actions of those who govern us. It is true that none of them are worth even casting a shadow, but as I mentioned before, the quote from Nicola and Lenin can be applied to this Basque lawyer. Another similar case is the economist and professor Juan Ramón Rayo. If we watch one of his numerous videos titled, How the State Ruins and Enslaves Us, and analyze what he says, we will see that he makes a lot of sense. However, that video makes the same mistake as Aitor. It does not provide viable and lasting solutions. The MEP named Albice Perez. We know that he has said on many occasions that he intends to donate his entire salary as an MEP to the Spaniards. I have no evidence that he has fulfilled this. On the other hand, he has had the brilliant idea of building a mega prison where, as has been commented, he would like measures to be taken against all those individuals accused of corruption. It is evident that none of my articles about Prison 160 have been read. I believe there is a lot of foolishness in the statements and proposals mentioned. I intend to be a very different YouTuber from those found on the internet, as I am the only one explaining how to reverse this failed model of society that all countries are suffering from with its collaboration. I will help many people whom society has turned its back on. We need to see more NGOs that care about the needs of people in general. Apparently, not only malnourished children in Africa, migrants or war victims deserve help. Other people do too, and we must not forget this. For that reason, I came up with the idea of organizing an international charity raffle, where anyone, from any country in the world can participate. Furthermore, this raffle is very different from conventional ones, such as Bonoloto, Primitiva, Lottery, or the Once coupon, as all proceeds will go to the citizens. The state will not take a single cent. For all these reasons, it is a somewhat unusual raffle. Thus, it will depend on you which of the three types of person you want to belong to. If you choose to be a donor as a participant, you will help the environment and people in need, making you very useful and deserving of everyone's respect. There are thousands of people who are receiving or have received food from the food bank, and this is thanks to the generosity of the people and some organizations. Well, I think it would be fair for all those people to make a gesture of gratitude by participating in this raffle, because as I said, no one becomes poorer by donating €1 a month. Likewise, all the people who are receiving a payment from the state, whether through subsidies, charities, social workers, or other official organizations, retirement, or by working as civil servants, their collaboration would be appreciated. Imagine if every company in the world committed to donating just €12 a year, an extremely ridiculous amount for those entities. I assure you that this failed society could be reversed in a very short time, and the new world order proposed by Ruben Torres could begin to be implemented. We also know that there are thousands of people who have a broken appliance, need to repair their car, have a project, would benefit from an electric scooter, or that a teenager needs a moped, but who cannot afford it due to not finding employment. Surely all these people have tried actively and passively to obtain money, but for various reasons, they have not been able to achieve it. To help those people, I have created this raffle. You should remember that in most lotteries, people who invest do not win anything, or they win an insignificant prize, given that billions of people participate. For this reason, the chances of winning in this raffle are much greater, since the number of participants is infinitely smaller. On the other hand, in conventional lotteries, a portion is kept by the state if the prize is significant. The tax authorities are always on the lookout. Another drawback of gambling is that minors are not allowed to participate, but in this draw, there are no age limitations. Now, we will explain how this raffle works. To participate, you must have a PayPal account or make a deposit via bank transfer. There are 3 modalities, and you should write in the concept box. Those who choose to make donations indicate that they want to help people in need, while those who decide to make donation M clearly show that they want to contribute to environmental projects. With this option, it can be demonstrated whether those who say they love nature truly mean it or are just paying lip service. There are many organizations in the world with thousands of subscribers, such as Friends of the Earth International, Greenpeace, and Ecologists in Action. ADINA, WWF, SEO, BuildLife, Reds. The Nature Can Serve in Itself. And many more. We will see how many of its members will collaborate with this project. The minimum amount to participate is €1. This means that if you are the lucky one, you will receive what you have put in for very little money. €20 will be raffled among the first 100 participants, €40 among the first 200 participants, €80 among the first 400 participants, and €160 among the first 800 participants. At this point, no extra money will be raffled. Each contribution will be assigned a distinct 5-digit number. Thus, the greater the number of contributions, the higher your chances of being selected. The winning number will be the assigned number that is closest to the winning number of the once coupon draw on the first day of each month. For example, if on Monday, October 21st, the winning number was 33038, let's suppose that Mr. Smith was assigned the number 2998, which is the closest of all the other participants. But if there is less money in the pot than what Mr. Smith requested, no one gets anything, because all the money raised that month stays in the pot. If we compare it to the Primitiva or Bonoloto lottery, there must be a match of a series of 6 numbers to receive a prize. Additionally, the prize is shared among those who have guessed the same numbers, which decreases the value of the prize. Usually, you end up with nothing or a ridiculous amount. While with this solidarity raffle, the money raised is valid only for one raffle. As the jackpot amount increases, every €10,000 will reward more people. For example, if the pot has €30,000, the winning numbers will be the 3 that come closest to the winning number of the ones. Raffles will not be held when the pot has less money than the request with the lowest price. All the money raised will be divided into 3 parts. One will be for environmental projects and the other 2 for the pot. For example, let's say that €4,175 have been raised. Well, 2/3 of this amount is €2,916. If the number 175 is drawn in the raffle, which belongs to Mr. Smith, who made a deposit of €5 and specified it as a laptop, then €1,625 will be sent to his account, and the remaining €1,191 will stay in the pot for the next raffle. However, if the amount requested exceeds what is in the pot, then no one receives anything until the following month. This will continue for each raffle until the winner of each raffle requests something that does not exceed what is in the pot. Let's remember, no one becomes poorer by investing €1, and those who are rich do not become poorer by donating €100 a year. In short, everyone can contribute what they can. If you decide to use PayPal, you must enter this email, doralba971@gmail.com, and as the recipient, Manel. If you prefer to deposit it by transfer, you must use this account number, 3601829103910201599124. It is important to highlight that a person who states donation as the concept will not participate in the raffle, as it is clear that they are doing so altruistically. However, those who specify what they need and the corresponding amount will be assigned a number that will be present in the drum. For example, if someone puts €549 into the washing machine, there will only be balls with the assigned numbers in the drum. All the lucky ones will see their name and first surname on the board. Entities that have donated a minimum of €200 will also have their logo displayed on the board. If you are one of those who view this project with skepticism, whether because you think it's a scam, or simply because you don't care about the problems of others, and decide to keep that euro to yourself, at least share this video with your friends, as that is free. Thank you very much to everyone for your attention, and for considering this initiative. Before finishing, and as a final note, I wanted to tell my entire audience that this video has been censored several times, and I have not been able to express my speech in the way I would have liked. With the freedom of reflection and vocabulary that I should be able to have, that's why I want to redirect you right after this video to my blog, 3W. You'll find out. That's it. There you will have the complete and uncensored version of this presentation. Greetings to all my listeners once again.